Okay, I was in the middle of making some picnic food for my bubble family because my daughter has created this crazy holiday called Rooster Day. And the reason that she has created this is because I have these rooster bowls. So she discovered that I had a whole bunch of things with roosters. And the reason I have things with roosters is because it's an Italian thing. And my mom is half Italian, and it's Sicilian Italian. And I also have a rooster pitcher. So when my daughter found all these rooster things, then she decided that we would have a holiday called Rooster Day. So we had Rooster Day, it must have been 3 months ago. So now tonight we're going to have another Rooster Day because I think the kids decided they wanted to have it 4 times a year, which is pretty funny. And Rooster Day was a big deal. There was even some gift giving. So anyway, today is Rooster Day. Happy Rooster Day. And so, of course, if we had the French side of the family here, which is the kid's father's side, then we would have, well, it's my side too, because they're lovely and they're also my family. So, if we had them, then we would have to do something really fancy like coq au vin or something, which is rooster in wine sauce, but we don't have that. And so I can't remember what kind of chicken we had last time, but this time we're doing fried chicken, and we were going to try to do a picnic. We were going to try to do a teddy bear picnic to go along with Rooster Day. I don't know how that's going to go though, because we're in Scotland, everything is raining and then sunny and then rainy and sunny. So we may have to run in and out. But anyway, I did make picnic food. Most of the time, teddy bear picnics usually just have bread and butter and some other stuff. And but okay, so normally when you have picnics in America, and this is what you would have for a 4th of July or whatever, this is just like regular American food. It's not like ethnic, although some of mine is going to be more Italian because that's how my mom taught me how to cook, and that's what I'm used to. So generally all of my dishes are going to start with like sauteing onions and garlic and adding basil, oregano, or what. That's going to be the start of every dish pretty much. Like, and there's a lot of garlic, more garlic than usual because of it being Sicilian Italian rather than just regular Italian. So anyway, all right, so I just want to show you, I forgot, because it's an accordion cooking show, we have to do the accordion theme song. Okay, here we go. All right, and you'll have to excuse me not wearing an apron, but I have on so many layers right now, and I didn't want another layer on top of it. So here we go. Christy's accordion cooking show, la 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 la. Christy's accordion cooking show, la 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 la. Christy's accordion cooking show, la 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 la. Christy's accordion cooking show, la 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 la. All right, so for an American picnic, here's what you have, and this will just be a short kind of, just so you know. So usually what you have is you're going to have corn on the cob. Now, I just get corn on the cob here from Tesco's, and then I cook it up. And my family, we always had these little things that we used for corn on the cob. So I found some of these. And so then we stick these in the edges of the corn, and then we don't burn our fingers. And that works pretty well. And some people who are very fancy with their corn on the cob, they have these kind of like rolled kind of things that you put your butter in, and then you roll the corn in there. And I don't even know if this is a thing in this country. I feel a little silly explaining this, but a lot of times I'll think everybody knows what it is, and then they won't. Then they'll say, well, what is that? Okay. So then the other thing that we have is potato salad. And okay, so in this country, it seems like when people make things with mayonnaise, they call it something mayonnaise. Like, okay, so they have, instead of calling it egg salad, for example, they call it egg mayonnaise. So I wouldn't be surprised if really potato salad is called something like potato mayonnaise here. or probably even there's some short version like potato mayo, or I don't know. But anyway, that's what we're having. So so when you make potato salad, which we call potato salad, okay, so you have to boil your potatoes and you cut them into chunks like that big. And then you're going to add, you're going to fry up some bacon, which here is going to be called streaky bacon. For us, it's just bacon. But if you come over here and you just get bacon, you're going to get something like thicker, and it's not going to be as fat, and you're going to have to add some, oil down. But if you, now they're getting something that's called streaky bacon, and that bacon is more like American bacon. So what that means is that you can fry it up to the point that you can actually crumble it. Whereas normally you wouldn't. Like normally you would fry it up and you would get something like this. Okay. But now you can get something like actually sort of black, like when you get done frying it up, or really dark. Okay. So what I've done is I've got in here, I've got onions that I've cooked up. I've got some cut up green onions. I've got bacon. I've got salt. I've got potatoes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mayonnaise dressing. And probably, my mom never used curry. But I love that. I love it. So I'm probably going to make like a curry mayonnaise kind of dressing. So what I'll do is I'll just take some mayonnaise, and I'll probably add a little bit of olive oil to it. And then I'll stir it up, and I'll just keep seasoning it until I get what I wanted. But my mother would have added probably basil would be what she would have added. So I think with the curry mayonnaise, I probably add cumin, and I might add some coriander, and those will be ground up. There's also quite a lot of black pepper in this. And then there's two ways to serve potato salad. You can either serve it warm, or you can serve it cold. And if you're going off to a picnic, one of the safest ways to do it is to serve it cold, because then you know that you're not bringing something with warm mayonnaise that's then going to like sit out on a hot table and maybe get lots of bacteria. So if you serve it cold at a regular picnic that you have to take something to, like a 4th of July picnic, then you're going to want to refrigerate it well ahead of time. So that means that the first thing you want to start is you're going to start your potatoes. My mother-in-law was visiting me over Christmas, and I was running late on dinner, and I said to her, "Can you just please tell me what I could have done better?" And she didn't want to tell me. And I was like, "Just please, can you just tell me?" Because she's really good at planning things out. And she said, "I would have started the potatoes the day before." So I was like, all right, from now on, I'm going to start my potatoes early. So that's the first thing that I did to get ready for this. And this is dinner tonight. But I did the potatoes. And the good thing about that is that now I have this choice. If I feel like I want to serve this refrigerated, I can do that. If I want to serve it warm, I can just stick it in the oven and do it. Okay. Now, the other thing that you need to have for American picnics is fried chicken. And my mom, she never, I don't think, ever deep fried it. She never deep fried chicken, partly because it's just not so healthy. Although here there's all the stuff with bacon. But remember that we're not eating picnics all the time. Like this would just be like 4th of July. Well, Rooster Day. Rooster Day is a big deal. So we gotta have this. Okay, so what she'll do is she'll put like a little bit of oil in the pan. And I'm going to use my cast iron pan here that I used for frying my bacon in and stuff, and my onions for the potato salad. And I'm gonna first of all bread the stuff. So I wanted to show you this. So what I have is I have some gluten-free flour, because we've got gluten-free people in this family. And now I am going to do this like how my mother would do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my basil and my oregano, and I'm going to put them in. And I tend to put a lot, that much. Okay, and my oregano. Now here's the secret for this. To make sure that your chicken isn't going to be too salty or not salty enough, you're going to put your salt in here, and then you're going to taste this. As weird as it is, you have to taste this before you use it. Okay, and especially like, let's say you were making breading for something, and that's my dog running around, sorry. I've left the door open so he can just run around, and he can run outside and stuff. Okay, so after you get done stirring it all up, then what you're going to do, my mom taught me this, you lick your finger and you stick it in here. Now you taste it. And you're not really tasting for taste as much as you are for salt. Because remember, you want to taste it like for what tastes salty enough, and then salt it a little bit more, because remember that chicken's quite a lot. So, I mean, it's quite a lot of, there's quite a lot of chicken for how much surface area. So you don't want to make it too salty either. And if you make a mistake, it's easier. It's okay. Because sometimes the potato salad won't have enough salt in it. So then when you put, oh, I see what he has. He has my hat. Doggone it. He's having crazy time with my hat, running around outside. He probably wants me to look at him and yell at him so he can run around and wag his tail. Okay, not gonna worry about that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my chicken, I'm gonna crack an egg, and usually you can get a lot out of one egg. So you should see him. He is so happy, like running around. It's a bright red hat, and he's the sausage dog, and he's a half basset hound, and he's bouncing like over things with this red hat in his mouth. And he's so pleased with himself that he has this red. Here he comes. Oh, what happened? Do you have a red hat? Do you have a red hat? You're a pretty excited boy. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chicken. I'm going to stick it in the egg, and then I'm going to stick it in the flour, and then I'm going to cook it in the pan a little bit just to brown it. Now I'm going to bake it. So what that means is that I get the taste of the fried chicken, but I don't get the deep fried fat thing going on. So I cook it normally just how I would for normal chicken. Like in America, it's going to be like 400 degrees. In this country, it's going to be 200. So that's the only one of the degrees that you can exactly have to make it. The other ones you sort of either have to look it up, or you just have to sort of figure it out based on 200 and 400. So, okay. But most things are around 200. Fish is a little higher. Bread's a little bit lower. That's it. So when we're all done with this, oh, and then for dessert, a lot of times for these fancy picnics, somebody's going to have pie. In fact, a lot of people will bring pies, and sometimes you'll have like a whole table full of pie. It's really good. And we actually had pie. The last time I made a cherry pie, and it was the last time we had, I don't think that it was Rooster Day, but it was the night that Biden was elected, and we were so happy, and we were celebrating. I think it might have been, no, it was his inauguration, and it would have been morning for the States and nighttime for us. So we were watching it, and then I said, we need to have a special name for this pie, because we have special names for everything. And then one of the boys in my bubble family, Silas, said, we're going to call it Biden Piden. So we might be having Biden Piden tonight, which is basically just cherry pie. But usually because it's going to have to be so much out and in as far as going outside in the rain, I'm probably going to make chocolate chip cookies instead. So, because that's much more portable than pie. And I mean, the thought of them running around back and forth in and out with pie, red pie, like just think maybe chocolate chip cookies are going to be easier instead of Biden Piden. Okay. So that's it. That's the update from here. Sometimes I will say this, that what I've learned in this country is that you can be really quite luxurious. There's a lot of bad weather here that you wouldn't usually in the States, you would never say, oh, this is picnic weather. But here they don't even carry umbrellas. They just let the rain come down on them, and they let themselves get wet, and they don't care. And actually after a while you learn that having an umbrella is just one more thing to carry. It's going to get blown to pieces by the wind anyway. And it's better to just have a hood and to always have lots of layers that you can, add on and take off or whatever that you have. Okay, so what I have learned, though, is that you can make really good stuff for picnics in the weather that you would never normally picnic in. One of the things that you can do is you can make hot chocolate and take it in a thermos. And the other things for Scottish picnics are that you want to make sure that your picnic blanket has a waterproof bottom, because it's been raining. And so you don't want to sit down and then all of a sudden like the water comes through your blanket. So that's going to be a different thing than it is in the States. You generally don't need sunblock here. They call it sun cream here. You don't need that because it's not sunny enough. So those are the differences. The other thing is that people here, because there's so much beach, they tend to cook a lot of stuff out on the beach, which is actually really pretty cool. Sometimes they'll dig a hole in the sand. I don't exactly know how they do it. I'm telling you, I could never have a beach cooking show because I've only done this. I've only been around it maybe twice ever in my life because I don't love the beach, but they love it, and they tend to be cold beaches. But then once they get that going, like as far as s'mores or sausages or whatever it is, man, is it good. I don't know how they cook on sand, but I know that sometimes it leaves like a bunch of hot sand. I don't know. I'll have to ask a Scottish person how they do that. Okay, that's it. That's the cooking show for how to do American picnics. And I hope that you guys have had a wonderful time learning about American picnics. So that's it. Oh, my mom also, she would add broccoli because my mom's been great about making sure that we were at least a little bit more healthy than I guess what the standard American diet would be. So and sometimes when they talk about standard American diet, they abbreviate it SAD, right? Which actually stands for sad. And it is pretty sad, actually. But American picnics are not a sad thing. So usually it's great, and there's sometimes fireworks or something else. So anyway, so maybe some point I'll have to try to make an American picnic here for everybody. Oh, they do really cool things here also. They grill kippers over in Burkhead, and they do some other, there's just no comparing. Both cultures do amazing things for eating outdoors. I really I couldn't even compare them, but this is what Americans do. It's generally going to be fried chicken, potato salad, corn on the cob. Then there's some weird desserts like ambrosia salad, which is just, it's got like yellow, it's a green salad with marshmallows in it, and it's really, really good, but I'm sure it's really bad for you. But anyway, that's it. All right. Everyone have a great day, and happy Rooster Day.